I'm starting to record now. Alright, so this week we've got back Martinez Baileys and Kieran Sharp.
Yeah, yeah.
um, so our main talking point this week is O lineman and D lineman free agency. As our main talking point as a whole is JJ Watt. We will
Right,
go.
well, that's the end of the video then. So,
Nah, but alright. To be honest, I don't even know how this was
We
gonna
was
go.
meant to start this last week anyway. JJ Watt made sense.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
JJ, and then now JJ Watt signed last middle of the week. But to be fair, all right, let's talk about his contract. Screw it. Do you think he's even worth 31 mil or 32 mil for is it 3 years or 2 years? And
2
23 mil
years,
guaranteed and
2 year
31
contract.
mil,
and
23 guaranteed.
guaranteed. A man
Uh,
that's not finished the season.
The way that I see it is, first 5 years in the league, he's probably the best defensive player in the NFL. Last 5 years has been a lot of injuries, etc. Plays for a fairly shit team, not really done anything in playoffs, and just had to get paid. And he chased the bag. That's all he did.
He didn't chase the bag though, because then the Browns offered him more money. Browns and
Yeah,
Colts,
but
I think, offered him more money.
wait,
So he didn't
Colts
mean chase
offered
the
him.
bag.
He,
I think the Colts, the Browns, and someone else offered him
Mm.
more money than what the Cardinals did.
yeah,
Um,
Uh,
but yeah, when you go play alongside Jones on the other end, you're not gonna get double teamed.
yeah,
You've
like
got a better defense.
Well, I mean, I guess they're losing Hassan Reddick, and the guy had a fairly good contract season, didn't he? So he's
Yeah.
looking paid.
yeah. Would you take someone that's I'll take JJ. Yeah.
Even if he plays 5, 6, 8 games, man, 10 games, they'll be fine. Get a playoff game out of it.
Yeah, because
Pretty
apparently,
Worth the money, man.
so apparently before he signed, he I think he texted Kyler Murray or he called Kyler Murray and said, "I believe in you. I'm coming here because I believe in you." So I was just like, "Oh, well, okay, that's kind of interesting."
So what does he not believe in Aaron Rodgers? Because
So
he could have just gone to Green Bay and gone home, and
yeah, it's yeah, actually that's a good point. But then
Yeah, I don't think you're chasing the bag or chasing a championship. I don't really know. It's
I,
somewhere in between.
I think he's chasing D Hopkins in it.
Someone's got to chase him.
No, yeah. To be fair, I know it's meant to be. I know it's meant to be O line D line talk here, but I feel sorry for Deshaun Watson. I feel sorry for that guy because he ain't even gonna get. He's not gonna get an O line.
I don't mean to be deep, but he brought it on himself. He signed a contract extension in September to say, what was it, 5 years or something?
Yeah, 5 years,
5 years, yeah.
110.
That's
What was
so
it?
bad.
110 mil.
So bad.
True.
Yeah, it's 100% guaranteed.
And there's a
No,
no
you can't
and
sign
there's a no trade
to be like,
clause.
oh yeah, and then be like,
Yeah, but no trade clause is for him though, so you can say don't want to be traded to them.
Yeah.
yeah, he gets to kind of pick where he gets traded to.
Yeah.
But the whole hype about Miami, I don't know, everything's kind of died down now. I think people realise that
This is
you're
not.
gonna have to do a Ricky Williams and trade your whole draft class.
Yeah, because
Us next year's draft class.
yeah, to be fair, that's gonna be interesting with everyone. But the thing is, like, I don't know. If he went somewhere, yeah, he'd want an O line. So like, the only other places that are
Oh, you're just trying to imply that he's going to go to the Colts.
Colts got Wentz.
Who's that?
Colts got Wentz.
Oh shit! Yeah, cool.
I'm
Yeah, that's happened in the time that we.
yeah, it's last recorded. What was it? A second round pick and a third round pick and a 2022
First.
conditional second. It's a conditional second.
Yeah.
Then that could go down to a first. Yeah.
The second can become a first, yeah.
Yeah, depending on, I think it's 70%, 75% or 70%, and the Colts make the playoffs, which is most
likely
Yeah.
going to happen.
the
So
rest of that team is the rest of that team is fairly solid. So
yeah, especially with that three-headed dragon that the Colts
yeah, I
have.
don't know. If they can fix Carson Wentz, then
Hey, that would be amazing.
The
if
only
they can
one that
fix
got a
him,
chance to
then
fix him.
We are, ain't we?
yeah.
It'd be fun though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually kind of excited to see for the NFL season, especially as I'm doing an IDP franchise league, fantasy league. So that's
What's
good.
IDP?
Individual defensive player.
Don't do fantasy, man.
No, it's cool. I'm glad that you asked the question because I was going to ask it about 3 seconds after.
No, so it's individual defensive player. So obviously you draft your offense and then you draft your defense, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting season.
Wait, has there any difference between the fantasy league?
I can pick
No,
I can pick JJ Watt, and then I can pick Stephon Gilmore as my cornerbacks, and I pick my linebackers and I pick my ends and all of
Oh,
that.
right.
So it's basically
That's long.
you have no
enough.
choice. Yeah, bro. Guess what time the draft starts? At 10 a.m. in the morning on May 29th.
Why so early?
Right, it's 10 a.m. How is that? How is that early?
Because there's 30.
No, I mean in terms of the date, in terms of the date of May.
I don't know. I don't know.
In relation to the season, right?
That's what the guys picked in it. So,
Yeah,
but
we've got 3 more months. I was gonna get injured by that time.
But it's a 35 round draft, isn't it?
Yeah, between then and the start of the season, JJ Watt's going to be injured. Carson Wentz is going to be cut. Stephon Gilmore's going to be traded.
You know, prudes.
That's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It probably is. That's exactly what's probably gonna happen. But yeah, like I'm seeing people are draft. It's funny, but hold on. So apparently, teams that need O-line: Miami Bengals. We already know that. Texans, Cardinals, the Browns, Buccaneers, and Chargers.
Yeah.
Why did the Browns need it?
Because they've got what, tackle and a center.
They still ran the ball like beasts. Well, that also has to do with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, but
Yeah, they got Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt as his backup, and then I think they still could have done a better job running the ball.
true.
Mayweather did have to throw the ball, so they didn't have to do a good enough job running if Mayweather has to throw the ball.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mayweather, yeah.
Also,
Mayfield. Yeah, man.
Baker
He's the same
Mayfield, yeah.
height in it.
Baker Mayfield, yeah.
Baker Mayfield.
Bro, I'm surprised.
Don't hate on people that are normal height. Don't hate on people that are normal height. There's nothing wrong with being normal height.
Yeah, they're quicker to kick you.
Disrespect is unreal.
Oh shit, that's it. Russell Wilson. This talk about apparently that he actually might be getting moved on.
Someone could give him free first, and then
I ain't going nowhere.
you ain't going nowhere.
Bro, I wouldn't.
You can throw his toys at the ground all you want,
what I've read is he said that he doesn't want to be traded, but if he was to be traded, there are 4 teams that he would want to go to.
Could you imagine him at the Saints? That's a Super Bowl winning team right there.
You won't go Saints though. Saints have the money for him.
Saints ain't got the money for no one. Jesus Christ, they're actually really bad. They've actually been really.
Well, I guess they're waiting for Drew Brees, because if Drew Brees retires, that's what, like.
Yeah, he's not confirmed yet. He's
5 mil?
doing workout videos and shit.
He's still maybe, yeah. To be fair, I wouldn't mind him coming back. It'll be another year to watch Michael Thomas cry again in the playoffs.
Well, that's if Michael Thomas stays healthy.
This man.
Drew Brees throw dump, throw it into his running back.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh man, yeah, we need to fill.
I mean, at the end of the day, Drew Brees' career is going to be remembered for the stats he put up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's it.
You got a Super
I'm
Bowl.
not saying that.
He's got yeah.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that the stats he's put up are bad, but you've got Tom Brady and you've got Drew Brees has the numbers. Tom Brady has the wins.
Yeah. Hello.
I have a towel on,
I just saw a head.
Tynas, why are we watching? Why are we watching your OnlyFans page?
Yeah, man.
Try to get a few more views in it.
You don't need no OnlyFans on here, Tynas.
Yeah, man. Unless you're making us money, then yeah.
Oh, plug both the shows, isn't it?
Real.
Nah, real quick. Hold on.
Plug each other's shows.
Oh shit. That's it. Not the guy. Jadavion. Oh god. Jadavion Clowney. Whatever happened to him?
He's
Um,
free agent again.
he was. But did he even do anything last year?
But he was good
He
because he
played
had
3
JJ
games.
Watkinson, didn't he?
He was at Titans.
He was at Titans. He was at Titans last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
No,
tried
no,
to
as in
pull out.
he had his career. He had
His career was
JJ
good because he
Watkinson,
made
and
one tackle at South Carolina.
That one. Yeah. That one hit. That.
Oh, it's true.
Oh,
You have always hated Jadavion, haven't you?
He should do a lot better for his size and a fleck build.
yeah.
He was a number one.
He was
pick,
number one
wasn't
pick,
He was
yeah.
number one pick, and then I think Baker was after him. Was it Baker that was after him? Or Baker went third?
No,
It couldn't have been.
I can't
Wait,
remember.
hold up. Did they? No.
I've
No.
stepped numerous times since that draft. So
Well, he's 28, so I think that was the same time as Manziel. I can't remember. Fuck it.
King Manziel, that flat fan control league, what the fuck that is.
Yeah. What is that? What the hell is? Because apparently Josh Gordon's a part of it now
Fans
as
have
well.
buy-in. Yeah, fans have buy-in into the teams, and then they can decide on the playbook who they try to pick, what
Are you
plays they try
shit?
to run that game.
And
And it's like a 60-yard field indoors. Looks like arena football, but fans control it somehow.
but how? Wait, hold up. So how do they limit the amount of fans that can actually do stuff like?
No, you saw like you I didn't read too much into it, but you can like go into the be part of the fan ownership group, and somehow you dictate what the plays are, what the playbook's going to look like, the potential plays you get, and then I think they call plays. They can sort of vote in plays or some shit during the game.
Huh.
sounds like it'll turn out like the XFL.
Yeah. Well, let's see what The Rock does with the XFL, because that'll be an interesting one. Because this man's
Yeah.
because he owns it. So don't get me wrong.
Really
Yeah,
don't care.
the thing is here, the games that were played before COVID hit here were actually really good. They were actually
I'd
pretty.
rather watch like
I like the. To be fair, I do like the.
I have it.
All these little leagues and it's like
And
championship league,
I have zero interest.
touring
I have
cars,
zero
all
interest in
these
lingerie
like
football league.
leagues, man.
Yeah, that's fair, but
I
I did.
watched lingerie football league for about 12 minutes, and then I genuinely reconsidered what I was doing with my life.
I don't remember like most of the games. I just remember their kickoff in it. Like you weren't allowed to move until the ball was in the receiver's hands. Was it something? Yeah, something like that. So everyone stayed in one line.
To be
One
honest, I
everyone.
wouldn't even say that because chances are NFL is going to go the same way, the way that they're trying to nerf kickoffs and punt returns and all that shit, or kickoffs because of CTE and concussions and all that stuff. So
Yeah, but they. To be fair, but
But you need the things. You need the punting game and kicking game because
yeah,
otherwise you have that predictability
yeah,
from those situations.
and they will never like remove kickoff or punting. They couldn't because it would
Well,
just
you
be
just get
weird. People will
people to
stop
coach
watching.
better.
That too.
Just get people to coach better, man. Not trying to
That's
take each other's heads off.
that too. But then you have man like Pat-Man Jones that does it
Yeah,
for
well, there's
fun.
the reason why that guy gets arrested as soon as he leaves the league and
That
off season starts.
that's true. He's been arrested again recently. To be fair, he's actually been arrested.
People are banning people violent sport. They're gonna try to do stupid shit and kill people.
He actually has been arrested again as well. That's what actually oh the you know yeah, to be fair, you know yeah, not obviously now I'm looking for a job in it. I wish I had a job here like Marvin Jones when Marvin Jones was coaching at the Bengals. You know, man made millions here by never making the playoffs with his team for 14 years.
Don't you mean you wish you had like a job like Adam Gaze, literally do nothing for a couple of years and get paid money to do
No,
nothing?
No,
at least
no.
had decent. At least had hard division to win.
True, but every
He
time
was
they
0-4
That's what
in
I'm like.
playoffs.
but then the one time they actually had the chance to get to the playoffs, yeah, Patman Jones decided, fuck it, I'm gonna light up Antonio Brown. Hence the reason why Antonio Brown is messed in the head at this moment in time. But again, like, bro, you don't have you coach your players not to do stupid stuff when the game is on the line. How the hell did he survive so long? 14 years as a head coach, yeah.
I mean, you got the best out of those players there. Pat Jones wasn't a bad football player. He just same with Vontae's Burfict. They weren't bad football players. They knew what they're doing. But
Exactly.
yeah, that line got crossed probably too many times, probably. But that's the coach's job, innit? You have to toe that line where you want the best out of your players, and hopefully they don't do too much stupid shit.
Boy, let's hope so. But man, Kieran, you should have played football, when when we were at uni. Why is he muted? You don't want to answer that question now. He really ain't answering it. Wow. Okay. Cool. Safe. Bastard.
Or is his network gone down?
Oh, his network might have gone. Kieran?
Yeah, I think. Okay, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
No.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
What?
Cool.
You
I can't remember what the question was.
you should have played football when we were at uni.
What in Hunter?
Yeah, why not?
Kicker.
Kicker. All you gotta do is kick it.
What kind of joke are you smoking, bro?
Come on. Oh,
This guy.
what did I do? I did
Guy. Wait a sec. How old are you? How old are you, Marco?
29.
Were you not complaining about the fact that you couldn't really play football anymore because of injuries? And I don't hear you say something about playing golf. Am I right?
I'm trying to be the Afro Tiger Woods out here, innit?
You dickhead.
Just hopefully without the car crashes
and boy.
And the money.
Oh yeah, and the money.
Yeah, that too.
And the Swedish
And
wife
the sex and the sex addictions and masters wins. Yeah, pretty much. I'm not even a poor.
Painkiller addiction, sex addiction.
I wouldn't even say that I'm a poor man's Tiger Woods.
No, Tiger Woods was talented. And all of us are just useless.
Yeah, we are. Pretty much. We are useless. But we also could have created Gogglebox before Gogglebox was Gogglebox. We could have been the sidemen before KSI and them man would have
let's just not have this conversation.
Big star.
Tynas would have been in prison. Put in trap.
Oh.
Tynas would have fallen asleep on the front door.
No, that's no.
Seem to remember Ryan humping a lamppost.
I remember that night.
Yeah, but that wasn't in the house though. It was outside, so.
Yeah, but we left the house to go somewhere. Go out.
Be inside, though, innit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we got away with it. Gogglebox is phonetically correct, whereas we are
not.
No.
Oh god. But we watched. To be fair, that house was. Actually, I'm not even gonna start on that house because you lot are dickheads, and I know exactly what joke you lot will go to.
Just bring it back to NFL, innit, man?
Yes, let's go back. Alright, so other players that are, well, Tyrone Crawford, Ryan Kerrigan, Danico Autry, Alex Oka. Bro, there's a lot of old men on this free agency list, you know.
So that's the DLine, isn't it?
Yeah, OLine, OLine. There's actually a lot of old people on this list. The oldest person on this list is 39 years old. Can you guess who that is? Jason Peters.
Cox.
No, Jason Peters.
Oh.
Do you think he'll actually come back and play
Yeah,
another
probably.
year
Yeah, if he wants to.
at 39? How long do linemen ever actually play?
It depends how bad injury you got, innit?
O-linemen generally get better deals.
Okay.
Obviously, yeah, but obviously 39. If he can still, if he proves he can still play, he can
He even played
still
last year.
play, innit? It'll give
He,
effect. Undoubtedly, the Bengals will sign him
I think he did, but he got injured. I think he got injured during the year.
earlier. You know, keep throwing shit at the wall and it sticks, innit?
You love that statement. But he doesn't have his QB anymore, so I guess that's okay for him. Damn. To be fair, free
He even
agency.
finished Eagles though.
Yeah, he is at the Eagles.
Oh no, I remember him when he
You know,
was.
if he's at,
No, he's at Eagles. He was at Eagles last year.
he was at Eagles, yeah. Was he at Eagles
Yeah,
last year?
yeah. I think
No,
that,
he was, yeah.
yeah. Like there's actually all right. Let me go through the names of the list. Like you got Brandon Sheriff, then you got Lane Taylor,
Yeah, he'll get a big pay deal.
Joe Thunny. Oh, I don't know if I'm saying his surname
He'll
right.
get good money if you don't come back.
Ty Ensikia, Bills right tackle. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, Kieran.
No,
You got
Joe Tony will get money if they come back to Patriots.
Patriots. So yeah, you don't know your Patriot guys, boy. I don't even know who half of these people
Him again.
are. Joe Dunny.
Because Joe
That's the one we just said.
Tooney's probably the.
Tyrion,
Oh, okay, fair enough. You got 49ers left tackle Trent Williams.
David Andrews needs to come back.
Oh, wow. You got a lot of players coming back, ain't you, from injuries and all that.
Still solid.
Is it though? Are you not really that good? No, you lot actually are. I can't even chat shit and say that you lot ain't. J.R. Sweezy, Russell Okung, Jason Peters, Corey Linsley, John Miller, Adriano Steelers left tackle. Should he leave that team?
yeah. Nah, he'll probably go back to them, innit?
But even with Big Ben, I'm not gonna lie, Big Ben's kind of getting past it. Like he kind of needs to like start playing football.
They're trying to get him back there, Big Ben.
But they're trying to get him back.
Yeah, they're gonna try to restructure his contract probably. I think he wants to play. No one else could sign him.
Yeah, but if they sign, if the Steelers sign Matt Jones, but if Steelers sign Matt Jones, get Matt Jones, draft him. Like 1 year under.
Let's have a lot more problems.
I guess you're probably right.
For some reason, a lot of people.
I don't even remember if they have the budget for it. Obviously,
They
the Rams, Austin Bly, 28, guard for the Rams. You got Nick Easton, 28, Saints, guard. There's a lot of guards that are free this year. John Feliciano, 29 for the Bills. The Bills need to keep their line. They need to keep that line. They can't afford to.
Do the Bills have much cap space?
Think so. I think they're like,
I'm kind of randomly dropping in and out. My internet's a bit funny today.
yeah, no. The Bills, I think they are like fourth on the list on cap space. Like they're
a bit better than that.
think so. Probably actually, but yeah, they might have the space for to sign their players back with a couple additions. Then you got Nick Easton. Alex Mack, and Cameron Fleming. That's all the old linemen. I'm not gonna lie, the only ones I
Yeah,
know.
it's only a handful. Brandon Sherry, Joe Tony will get the big money. Evangel at centre. Again, if don't come back to the Patriots.
Oh,
Yeah.
Outside of Brandon Sharif, Trent Williams might still get paid again. Probably 49ers.
okay. But other than
Most
that,
people probably get re-signed to the same team because
yeah,
it'd be cheap enough.
OLine never really
Brandon
travel to different teams, do they?
Brendan Street
plus,
one they get like 15 mil plus at top level money.
it's been proven you can get good linemen late in the draft.
Yeah, so
So,
oh,
if you can pick up someone for a couple of years that's 20, 21, 22 years old for cheaper than what you could pay, I don't know, average quality starting lineman, probably the best option.
I guess yeah. So I guess
And
linemen.
unfortunately, O-line money went downhill after that rookie salary cap coming. And no one's known his left tackle was getting 70 mil out of college.
No.
Oh,
No, but I mean, look at last year. The Patriots picked up the guy in the 6th round. I think it was Onuru, and they plugged him in at left tackle for a little bit. He played guard, and then he settled at right tackle. And I think he ended up being like 3rd highest rated pass protector
sure.
or run blocker in
Yeah,
the NFL,
yeah.
and that was 6th round. So
I guess linemen.
there's people there you can get to give you quality snaps, but obviously with the COVID hit season,
Yeah,
the draft is a bit more of a
interesting one.
Outside that steady guy, is anyone really in the first round?
No,
Tackles.
no. I don't think there hasn't really been. There hasn't really been O linemen really picked up in the first round much, apart recently, has there? Like,
You normally pick up. You get your left tackle, maybe a
well,
guard in the
unless
20s.
unless you're the Colts, you pick up a right guard in the first round. But he's worth it.
Most
Though.
of that's Cowboys first rounders.
Yeah, he is worth it though, so I can't really.
I mean, your O-line is probably one of the
Line's
best.
just beast, yeah.
I mean, the Super Bowl proved it. As long as you can control the trenches, you're going to win in it. Doesn't really matter who's your receivers and your players.
And boy,
We'll get down to the trenches.
man, the Rams took the Chiefs took a beating. Well, Patrick Mahomes took a beating that night. Damn.
Exactly, because you had backup linemen and couldn't do the job.
Shit, boy, I felt for him though. I'm not gonna lie, like I felt for him a lot. Like I did. Like you're running backwards and you're getting chased down like a doubt. You're getting chased down like a dog. Like you have no time to breathe.
Like a dog.
Like, let's be real. Like the next day when I saw Tom Brady's Instagram story, yeah, bro, man's mocking Patrick Mahomes, isn't it? Like you see, where Patrick Mahomes got collided with the two D linemen and then the linebacker came in to clean them up. There's a picture here on
Yeah.
Tom Brady on the next day and went, "Oh, that must have hurt." He was mocking him like, "Oh," I was just like, "Oh." But I guess O linemen they're the ones that can't really get a big contract deal unless you're that guy.
Well, I mean,
Unless you tackle.
look what always used to happen to the Patriots against the Giants. That Giants Super Bowl team, they just had a disgusting pass rush.
Yeah.
Can't block. You ain't gonna go nowhere. So
Yep, can't block JPP even with 2 fingers down.
Yeah.
That wasn't even that funny. That wasn't even that funny. That one.
It was because I remembered the day that he blew off his fingers, and then he became a representative for firework safety.
I was gonna say something about club hand, but then that's one of the Griffin brothers, isn't it?
Yes. Ah,
But
shit.
JVP's got like he's unbeaten the playoffs with 3 Super Bowls, so I can't really complain.
For real?
Yeah, it's 9-0.
No, that's a nice. That's a
Yeah,
nice.
9-0.
It's a nice stat actually. Shit. Um. All right. So let's go on to D line. Obviously JJ Watt. He's gone to the Cardinals. You got in Commandant Sue. Wow. Sue. Not even try to say his first name again. Leonard Williams, Trent Murphy, Quan Short, Solomon Thomas, Jadavion Clowney, Daquan Jones, Justin Houston, Everson Griffin, Yannick Ngakwe. I believe that was correct. I pray that was correct. Alex Okafor, Ryan
I think it
Kerrigan, Denico Autry, and then obviously Tyron Crawford. That's not a bad. That's not a bad D line.
only a few of them are getting paid though.
I think Leonard Williams is going to stay with the Giants.
Yeah, I think they'll pay him though. They got decent amount of money, don't they? So
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
got
You
they
know,
got a lot.
he done the job.
yeah, 1 year proved it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Half of the
Chandler
rest of
should go back to the Bucks for big money.
hmm.
I don't know. I don't think they'll be able to afford him.
Shaq Barrett, sorry.
Shaq Barrett, yeah, Shaq Barrett will stay there. Do you think what? Do you think Sue will
No one's
stay
gonna
there?
pay him.
Do you think Sue
Sue,
will come back?
I mean, he don't need money, does he? Just get another Super Bowl to add to his career, innit?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Well, you know, now that he's cut out all the standard people,
he's actually really good.
He was
he seems to be.
He was always good, but he wasn't in the news. He wasn't in the headlines for stupid shit this year.
No, but
Yeah.
when you're playing on
Like,
bad teams, innit? It's like, oh, you got a superstar now. He's not a superstar. He just does his job.
I guess that's actually kind of true, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true, and they've got a lot of pieces. Especially last year, you know, you had 2 quality linebackers, a good young secondary. You know,
Beast
they
of a
had JP, they had
beast of a
Shaq
pass
Barrett,
rush.
Vita Vea, etc., etc. You know, he didn't
Yeah.
have to be. He wasn't the one that was constantly getting double teamed like when he was at Miami or
Rams and
the Lions.
yeah, you got a point there.
When he was in Miami, I can understand his frustration and the fact that he's constantly getting double teamed. But then,
No one's
you know, same thing, Aaron Donald, but you don't see him stamping on people's faces.
no. Aaron Donald just beats the triple team.
Yeah, you know, no matter what
Like,
lane. Anytime there's a quarterback pressure and it's the Rams, it's undoubtedly going to be
Aaron
Aaron.
Donald, yeah. All right, someone that should get paid a lot of money, but is not going to get paid a lot of money. He's probably going to get another 1 year contract. Clowney. I know we talked about him earlier, but what happened to this guy?
I think he proved last off season that no one's gonna pay him the 20 mil that he wants,
Brother,
and he's just gonna have to deal with a 14 mil a year,
but this,
which
bruv,
he got as deal.
I sit there and I'm just like, I remember that hit consistently because I used to watch that before every game at uni. Before we played, I always watched that game. Bro, this guy was meant to be the next second coming of some great pass rusher. Like,
Lawrence Taylor.
he just missed it.
Yeah,
Like,
injuries, whatever, and bad teams. Well, he didn't even go to a bad team. It was a good defense that he went to, got drafted to.
Well, we had JJ Watt the other side, so
yeah,
you know, we
it was
double team.
like,
that defense should have been. He should have had good stats, but yeah, he had a few injuries. I know he's never got his shoulder right.
that's a good point.
I know, but then I don't think he's done enough in his time away from the Texans to prove that he is
worth
a
that
dominant. Yeah, so he's just going to keep getting 1 year deals. One season, he's going to have a good season, and then it's going to go back to him wanting to get paid again.
Well, he needs to have that good season first.
It's worth it. Yeah.
The thing is, he's good enough to do it. He just needs to actually perform this season, maybe.
Is he though? Physically, he is good enough. He's got the right build, but does he have a footballing brain?
Maybe not.
Can't do the season though. Yeah, needs to be part of a good team. Better, innit?
I guess. I don't know. I had a lot of hope for him to do something outstanding. He's like what's that brother's name from He was at Cardinals, some next giant of a man. He fell out remember in his college days, he fell out of a window on the second floor and then just got up and walked away. His name begins with an N. Nishi.
Robert Robert
That's it. Yes.
Mdishi.
Yes.
Yeah, the guy was a beast. Ole Miss for like a season. Again,
That's what he
things
is.
The man fell out of a window.
Yeah.
What?
He
What
fell
is
out.
it with these people throwing their talent away?
I think
So
he's still at Cardinals, though,
Honestly, what?
he still had time.
He's at
No.
Bills.
This
He's
was
at Bills
yeah,
now. So,
but he is at Bills. But it's like you don't hear like some of these guys that come out of college that are the big talk, and then like a year, like 2-3 years, they've been in the league. You don't hear them again.
that's the thing about 5-star, 4-star athletes who come out of high school. You're pampered throughout college. You are this big deal, and when it comes to showing up and doing the hard work and proving it, and in the big leagues, then you're just like, oh fuck, I can't do this. No one's there to hold my hand. And it's the same with most sports. Like your talent, your talent
Yeah,
get you so far. If you ain't going to put the work in and compete,
I guess a lot of it as well is that you're talking about guys that are bigger and stronger in high school than most of the people they're playing against. It's like saying me trying to play American football against you lot.
Mm.
You're
Yeah,
going to look like star prospects no matter what I do, innit?
that's a good point.
Go WWE and start throwing chairs and shit.
I think if you see the stats of how many 5-star people actually make it to a second contract in the NFL, it's not a lot of them make it.
It's pretty low, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
But
mad.
then it's expectation, isn't it?
Yeah, most of them get only a few of the first round actually get drafted if they're 5-star athletes from high school.
Oh,
You have so many late bloomers in college that come out like 2-3 stars, even on like scholarships and stuff, walk-on scholarships.
that makes sense.
You just got to work harder than next man, innit? To
Yeah, it's actually kind of mad to see it.
Yeah, but then a lot of it is the expectation. If you get taken as sort of high first round pick, you're expected to become one of the top 5-10 players in your position within a few years. For some people, that's just too much pressure.
Yeah, I guess if
and
you're
at the
not.
same time, coming from the areas that people are coming from, you're instantly paid.
Yeah,
Everyone comes.
You go from having nothing to having
everything.
millions of pounds or dollars or whatever, and then all of a sudden, people that you knew from 15 years ago
Come
are
back.
like, oh yeah, for us, yeah, we did this for you, we did that for you, and all that kind of thing. It's just one of those things, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess that's probably true. Well, I guess I don't know. Being an NFL star sounds good, but it's also. Who was I talking to the other day? I was like football. That's it. Footballers are basically slaves, isn't it? They just get bought and shipped to different teams, and you play. You're slaves, but you live good. You slaves, but you live good because you get shipped around to
It's
different teams, isn't it?
more you're the gladiator lifestyle, isn't it? You're there to put on a show for people, but you're not treated with respect on the other side of it.
Yeah,
And you are just you're shipped off to the next team to be a
work.
dunce.
Do you
Yeah.
know what? I think is frustrating is that there seems to be this general idea of how someone should be. So, say for example, people look at someone and they said, "Oh, he gets paid. He has to be this kind of person. He has to do things this way."
Yeah.
People that aren't like that get a lot of stick. So, not a NFL example, but or no, even an NFL example. Say for example, Cam Newton.
Yeah.
The guy has, when he was at the Panthers and he was younger, the guy had everything, but he rubbed people the wrong way just because of the way that he acted. There was a lot of people the piss out the fact he used to dab and do the Superman thing when he scored a touchdown. But as a person, he is a very good person. But just it seems for some reason that people think they disregard what he can do because of the way that he acts, and it's just because he's slightly different from the normal. Everyone looks at Tom Brady and he's like, oh yeah, the team did this, the team did that, yada 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 yada, and then all of a sudden, after the Tampa Bay victory, he got absolutely hammered, and everyone was just like,
What's this?
"Oh yeah, brilliant." Like when he was at the Patriots, no one liked him. They're like,
Now he's now he's brilliant.
He's better, yada yada yada. But now all of a sudden, my man was getting carried away from a boat. Absolutely. It's just like, oh, Tom Brady's brilliant.
Absolutely twisted.
Again, you say that, on the flip side, if that was Cam Newton, he would get
he'll get
absolutely
slaughtered. He gets slaughtered.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like, so for example, did you see the video of that
The
kid
kid.
was having to go at Cam Newton?
Yeah. I was like, that's hell. You're at this man's camp. Yeah, and you want to talk to him like that? I'm like, yo, that's madly disrespectful. Like that was disrespectful.
It's like I think he handled it fairly well.
Oh yeah.
Because if you watch the whole, he was just like,
it took him like 5 minutes to get angry about it.
Yeah, but it's just like, firstly, if I was that kid, I'd just watch that video and I'd be like, why have I been such a dickhead?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's generally not the way people think nowadays. It's, what can I do to get 15 minutes of fame? But I think Cam handled that.
He did
fairly well.
He did really well.
The only bit they concentrate on is the bit where he's like, I'm rich. It's like, go and get your father or whatever, go and get your dad, yada, yada, yada. And it's just like, if that was else and they'd said that, they'd have been like, oh, yeah, well, Tom Brady's won 7 Super Bowls, so, the pass. And it's just like, it's the same Paul Pogba. No matter what Paul Pogba does, he plays well. Oh, yeah, he has to play well because he gets paid this much. But he had a couple of he's overrated, cares more about his haircuts and his Juju Smith-Schuster.
Does the exact same thing.
Does a little bit on TikTok and everyone's like, oh, shouldn't be on TikTok, that's why his career is shit. And it's like, well, not everyone is the same.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't.
It's just keyboard warrior, isn't it? And sort of having an opinion because they're allowed to have an opinion.
It just seems to be this general way of.
It's
go on.
It's oh God, Lord, I'm gonna get crucified. If this ever blew, it's that Gen Z. Is that Gen Z in it? Is that Gen Z? This Gen Z millennial, whatever. The nonsense crap it is that the people are calling.
That's all nonsense, man. Everyone's a bitch.
Like everyone's just complaining. Like the thing is, people now are not afraid to complain about anything and everything. Like how people are trying to get Eminem cancelled because of certain things. I'm just like, most of these things don't make any sense. What you lot are trying to cancel, what part of that makes any sense whatsoever? But it's like with NFL stars,
it's trying to show relevance in it, cancel culture. That's what
yeah, but people got to remember, NFL stars are humans too. They're allowed to have their own type of style. They don't have, no one's going to be. You're going to look at Tom Brady, and then you're going to look at Drew Brees. Drew Brees doesn't kiss his kid on the mouth like for long times, but you still class them as great players. So why not everyone else? Like people were just forgetting that and picturing people how they want people to be seen. It's kind of shit, but that's the life that we're in.
It's not that's life in general.
That's the life.
There's a general way that people that are in the limelight, there's like a general thing of this is the way that they should portray themselves. But the good thing about the world that we live in is that there is a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, and that's what makes it interesting. People act differently.
I think that's what that is all changing.
Like our group of friends, it's a lot of different people that have a lot of different interests. We have common interests, but we're all different people, but we will still get along. Yeah. We say stuff that's incredibly offensive to each other. It's all good. It's I don't say something to you or you say something to me and be like, oh, you can't say that because yada yada yada.
Yeah.
That's within the group, though. You're allowed to say things in the group because you have a mutual understanding of how you behave with each other. Outside looking in, you can't really say it, but I've known these people for years. I can say this. I couldn't say it to you. You probably couldn't say it to me. But inside your group of friends, that is your relationship, and that's how you act. That's how you have to act.
Yeah.
I don't know. People are trying to make things that are generally irrelevant in the grand scheme of things relevant.
Yeah, that's the way the world is now, isn't it? Like if you can make your a quick 15 minutes of fame, get your vid. It's just it's annoying.
I don't know. Life's become too complicated now, man. Life used to be fair. And I'm not just in the way that, we've gone from doing nothing at uni to jobs and all that. Just in general, life is a lot more complicated than what it used to be.
Yes, because I remember obviously when. So imagine, people always looked at me and they were like, "Oh, where you from?" And the moment I say Tottenham, they're like, "You don't sound like you're from Tottenham." I'm like, "What the hell does Tottenham sound like?"
Oh, mate. So a couple of years back, do you remember that day that? Well, it was like one day of the year where it was like 37 degrees.
Yeah, I
Years
remember.
back. So I was at work here, and I was working with this old boy, and he goes, "God, it's really hot," and I was like, "Yeah, I know," and he was like, "Oh, but I'm used to it because of like where you come from." And I stood there for a second, and I was just like, "Do you know what? I was like, I can't really even get angry because he just doesn't know any better." So I just said to him, "Oh, mate, I didn't realise that South London was classed as a tropical country." And he was just like, "Oh, wait, you're
Florida's
from
got
here?"
palm trees now, innit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like the fucking Sahara out there.
There's a posh part of Croydon, so
And he was just like, "Oh yeah, so you're from here?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." And he was like, "Oh shit, sorry, I didn't realise. Oh, I'm surprised you didn't get offended." And I was just like, "Oh mate, you could throw as much abuse at me as you wanted. I would not give a shit."
Oh god, that's hilarious. That is actually
But
funny.
it's just one of those things, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh man. That's it. There was a player that actually the Broncos have released Von Miller. I know he's an outside linebacker
Release
classed
him?
as. Yeah,
Oh, did they actually?
he's being waived. They're looking for a trade, but I believe they're gonna waive him. They're not gonna keep his contract for his 5th year. That's what I've been reading around, that they're potentially going to actually they're not gonna take on his new contract or
I think a lot of teams this year will cut players that you don't really expect.
to save money in it.
Well,
Save money.
yeah, the cut in the salary caps kind of. Well, I guess it's COVID in a sense. It's kind of fucked a lot of teams, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's all based on revenue. Obviously, revenue went down. But the thing is, the revenue went down. But NFL are like, oh, I saw today offering. They told Fox, give us £2.5 billion for the rights to show these shows. And like, trying to get double they're trying to ask for double the money, even though for like they've had the kind of viewership for the last couple of years, and there was no fans.
Wow.
Well,
They get that money.
you're losing money. You're losing money one side. You got that shit from the other side, isn't it?
Yeah, true. All right. So Von Miller, he's got 1 year left on his contract. In 2021, his cap space saving will be 18 mil. He has 4.1 mil of dead money. Yeah, but supposedly
I'm
might.
surprised he didn't try and restructure his contract
Yeah,
as opposed to cutting him outright.
but I think apparently from what I'm reading here that that the Denver are already trying to move on with Bradley Chubb. So they're trying to move.
He's been like 2-3 years.
He got drafted
Hardly played.
he got drafted after a year after his brother, didn't he? Nick Chubb, guys.
In part,
Nick Chubb is his
like
brother.
getting rid of Shaq Barrett
No.
was because of
Money.
because of Bradley Chubb, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Ah.
Yeah, it seems like a short-sighted way of doing things. Get rid of Shaq Barrett to bring in Bradley Chubb, and then
I'm pretty sure he's only done 2 seasons, 3 at most.
Yeah, so
Sure, it's just
he's still got time. He's still got developing time. Like he's not. He needs someone else on the other side. So getting rid of a Miller kind of.
Do they still have Derek Wolf?
I think he's good to get released this year or be cut because he's a massive hit against their salary cap.
Yeah, to be fair, a lot of people. Do you think Julio will get cut?
Oh, Falcons are like 40 mil over cap, or is it 20 or 40 mil over cap?
Yeah, they're over the cap. This could be interesting what they do.
And they've got a lot of money tied up in Matt Ryan and
Julio.
Julio. I don't know. I think it'll probably be a restructure jobby rather than a cut.
Poor man. He's never going to win a Super Bowl. Do you remember that Super Bowl?
Legendary catch against the Patriots where
Yeah, but it's not. No, yeah,
around how he caught it.
but I think if for what he would trade that catch here for a Super Bowl ring. He would trade that catch.
I mean, they should have won that Super Bowl.
Yeah, because you two were ready to go home. You two were ready to go home that night.
I ended up missing the train home because the last train was at 3:30. I got to the train station at 3:35. That's the reason that I wanted to leave at 3:30. I ended up walking around London for like 2.5 hours.
Fucking hell.
I ended up walking from London Bridge up to I can't even remember where, but I ended up walking up to somewhere to go and get McDonald's because it was the only McDonald's I could find that was open.
Liverpool
just
Street.
to get. Maybe it was Liverpool.
Liverpool Street, Kieran or Charing Cross?
No, it was Liverpool Street, and then I had to walk from Liverpool Street to Charing Cross. I got to Charing Cross at 5:25, and the first train at 5:30.
Jesus.
And then I got home. I got into bed, and then 10 minutes later, Katie woke up, and she was like, "Oh, it's time for you to go to work." I was like, "What are you smoking? I just got home like 10 minutes ago."
Well, you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't take the day off that day. Jesus. Oh.
No, I had because it was a Monday, wasn't it?
It was a Monday,
yeah. Yeah, so I had the Monday off, but I think she'd forgotten that I had the Monday off.
Oh.
She was like, "I've got to get up and do this, that, and the other," and I was just like, "Huh?" And I was like, "I'm not working today." And then she was like, "Oh yeah, but you still got to give me a lift to work." I was like, "Huh? What time to get back?" Yeah, I got back like 5 hours ago. Yeah, don't worry about me.
Question: do you think I didn't really? This is in the report that I'm just reading. So apparently they're reporting that Geno Atkins is potentially he's up. He might get cut from the Bengals. He's got 2 years on his contract. He's dead. His dead money is 5.2. He's getting a salary cap saving of 9.5, and he's got 2 more years. Do you think the Bengals will actually cut him? Right, man said yeah.
I think they're trying to get rid of the whole. I think they've been trying to get rid of the players from the old regime.
Blow it up and start again.
They try and blow it up. Yeah, who's it they let go? Not Geno Atkins. Who's the guy who played alongside him? Got released halfway through the season last year. Went to Seahawks.
Carlos Dunlap. That.
Oh yes, Carlos Dunlap.
And he got released last. Remember him getting released and put on Instagram like, this has got to me 11 years to get this spot right by the building. I got to start again.
Yeah.
They're just like,
funny enough. Funny enough, Carlos Dunlap's on the list as well of getting cut from the Seahawks. Potential to get cut.
He made that team better though. He proved he can still play.
Yeah, he's not any dead weight to them.
It's one of those ones. The thing is, I think it's one of those ones where the Seahawks make the trade. It's a 1 year, half a season rental, but they think that he might have been the missing piece to get he needed to be.
Yeah,
turns out the case, but
like he ain't got no dead money on his contract because it's like 1 year, 40. He saves them 14 mil. A lot of players are gonna get cut this year, aren't they? A lot of big stars are gonna get cut and just all restructured contracts. Damn.
Yeah, well, it's the effect of COVID, isn't it?
Yeah, but
if everyone's planning to do contracts, assuming again a 10%, almost 10% raise each year in terms of money you can spend, and you're planning it, you're doing your future contracts against that.
Yeah,
it gets pulled away from you.
The salary cap was meant to be over 200 mil this year, wasn't it?
212.
220, wasn't it?
212, 220 is between that mark, like some.
And now it's what, 180?
Yeah, they haven't confirmed it, but I think it's rumors of 175, 180.
Damn.
So you're talking about 40 mil, which is pretty much exactly the Steelers are over the cap. So it's one of those teams that have a lot of cap space. Well, I wouldn't say they planned it, but it's one of the advantages of being one of those teams that have a lot of cap space.
Yeah, it's also an advantage of having your team mainly on their rookie contract still. which is going to come back and.
I mean, like the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots were tight to the cap this year purely because of the amount of dead money that they were carrying. They were carrying, I think it was 20 mil from Tom Brady. I think they still owed Antonio Brown like 9 mil.
Yeah.
Dead the 25 snaps that he played, or however many games he was active for as a Patriot.
Yeah, but hey, he's still got. They can't
It
really
was like three games or whatever. But now they've got 60 mil of space, and it just happens to be that this is the year that a lot of people are becoming available. So
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. To be fair, this season is going to be interesting. Not for just defense, because every team is going to be in a. Well, I expect the same teams to be fighting for playoff spots. Period. Bills are probably going to win the AFC, but we can discuss that another time.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
What are you saying? What are you hearing there? What are you hearing there, Mr. Bayless?
No, I'm not saying hearing it. I'm not hearing. I genuinely think that division will be even closer.
Yeah,
Bills will be good. Bills will be a lot better next year.
Between the Bills and Miami.
Bills will be a lot better.
Between Bills and
Miami
Miami,
will be a lot better. Patriots will be better.
What about
Jets
the Jets?
might get their act together because he was Jets. I said Jets, but they weren't too. They played decent in some games, and they got some money. They get any QB, which looks like they might do, or listen to offers for Sam Donald. Interesting what they do.
Mm.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Bills are runaway in that division. They have holes in that team.
if the Dolphins get Tua some weapons, and
Tua makes a jump,
and Tua makes the jump, with his noodle-ass looking arm that he had last week, and Dolphins are going to be there. I mean, that defense that they've got is
good,
pretty spot on. So
it is really good. They are.
They've got two pretty good corners, two pretty good young middle linebackers, fairly solid D-line. And Brian Flores seems to have made a huge amount of difference to the way that things are getting done down there. So Carl Van Noy is coming back to the Patriots.
Yeah, Carl Van Noy's coming back to the Patriots.
I love the way you don't say it like, oh yeah, he's coming Patriots, it's done. There you go, that's it, it's over.
That's what happens. They go away for a year or two, get a bit of money, and they're like, nah.
Yeah, Patrick Chung went away.
Come back.
Patrick Chung went away, came back. Jamie Collins went away, came back.
Yeah, it's true.
Just love a bit of. They love a bit of Bill. That's what it is, mate.
Well, let's hopefully.
Yeah, those guys are just suited to the way it works.
Apparently, Trent Brown from the Raiders is on the trade block now as well.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, sort of.
So, it's coming back to the Patriots.
Everyone's at the Patriots. It'll be interesting. To be fair, Oh wait, did United lose? Oh, they drew 0-0.
They lose.
No, they drew 0-0. So did Leicester and Burnley.
Yeah, it's just as big as Palace.
Yeah, but damn, Patriots might be a threat next year. But Colts are going to win Super Bowl, but we can discuss that.
Depends. Yeah, depends if Patriots get. They spend money.
Yeah. Colts are going to win Super Bowl. Yeah, 100%.
100%. So actually, there is one. All right. So yeah, there's the OLine DLine talk. We're gonna end that there. But what Kieran said last time, the mock draft.
Oh right, okay. I thought we were talking.
Left.
We've got about a month and a bit, about 7 weeks, give or take. We've got about 7 weeks.
So what, you want us to start? Let's not do this because Martinez is going to start. He's going to have his big board up on the wall.
No, but
he's going to have 300.
I've got a map in front of me.
He's going to have his 300 prospects. He's going to have a trade value chart next to it, so he can be like, oh yeah, Jets are going to trade down from 2, the Lions going to trade up, and they're going to give the Jets this based on the value chart and shit. I see it happening now. Whereas I'm just going to be sat here with a post-it note with like 5 names on it and be like, beyond that, I'm kind of screwed.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. No.
I mean, I guess
it's a good idea.
You can't even talk about the number 1 pick.
You can't even talk about a combine because there is none. So
You still got pro days.
yeah. So you got pro.
Yeah,
You still got pro days, but like I was sitting there, I was like, yes, combine, let's go. I love combine every year. I just love watching the 40, especially when you see the big men run. Like they just run, bro. But this year,
Big, that 40 yards big is impressive.
You say there's no combine,
There's-
so on NFL.com there is an article saying 323 people have been invited to take part in the combine this year.
huh?
They?
The combine's meant to be last weekend, unless they've
I didn't change it
unless
because
they've changed it. Yeah, unless they've changed it and they've
it's
just
just
decided to do
different
something.
format for combine. Individual workouts will be held on pro days,
Yeah.
so there is going to be a combine.
Yeah, they're doing it on pro days.
Okay, right. That's good. Bro, I can't be sitting there watching NFL Network all the time, man. I miss watching combine highlights.
No. So there is going to be a
actually doing
combine.
a proper combine.
No, there is going to be a combine, but then the in-person workouts, there'll be no in-person workouts at the combine.
Oh, so no positional workouts. So no OLine. That's the only thing I can think of. None of the drills, none of the personal drills with any of the NFL coaches. I don't even know. Unless it's all the stuff like weightlifting and all that, the jumps. What the hell are they not doing a combine? Are they doing a combine this year? Are they not? Like what the?
There's an invited list come out an hour ago.
So what they're inviting people now to a
Yes.
No in-person workouts.
Yeah, it says among the
There'll be team members
there will
there.
be no in-person workouts at the combine, as they will take place at pro days. All interviews and psychological testing will be virtual, and there will be a limited in-person medical exam.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. I guess it's not the same, especially as this is gonna be.
I guess the combine is going to be completely virtual then, with regards to interviews.
I guess so. I think it's gonna be from every.
Do they still do that test that they have to do? At
One test.
Yeah, the test that has the most ridiculous, like,
Probably.
questions.
And they still do it. Yeah, it always comes out around the news and this guy was rubbish.
Yeah, they got like 2 on the one lick test, which means that it translates to them having the IQ of a unborn child or something.
Isn't like the match you can get really? It's not like ridiculously high. It's like in the tens.
Yeah, it's not
to top score. Even under 10.
I don't even know who the 2 top scorers were. Who overall? Huh. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna have about like 5 weeks to sort out a mock draft for each of us, and then we just present it in like 6 weeks time. So that would be what is the 3rd today?
Still like a week before a week before
the draft. So
draft 29th of April.
So what, the 21st, yeah? Around the 19th, between the 19th and 25th, we do a recording for the draft, mock draft. The 21st of April, yeah, 21st of April is a Wednesday. Yeah, that works.
Yep, cool.
21st, so we got till then. I think I'll tell King about that. So he actually jumped on because I was talking to him.
Give him time.
Yeah, give him time to actually do one. But yeah, thank you all for joining and see you next week.